250 million years ago, the supercontinent Pangaea was a hot, arid landscape dominated by heavily armored, low-slung reptiles. These creatures occupied the top of the food chain, leaving little room for a new group of smaller animals to gain a foothold. One of these newcomers was the Eoraptor. Standing only 1 meter tall and weighing about 10 kilograms, it was roughly the size of a modern dog. It lived on the ecological fringes, navigating a world where it was frequently outclassed by larger competitors. These early dinosaurs evolved from archosaurs, a group of reptiles that appeared during the late Permian. A specific shift in their skeletal structure allowed them to balance their weight over their hind legs. This bipedal movement freed their front limbs to grasp prey and navigate obstacles while maintaining speed. Despite the mobility granted by their two-legged stance, these early dinosaurs remained secondary players. They were scavengers and opportunistic hunters, surviving in the shadows of the massive reptiles that ruled the Triassic world. This power dynamic was upended by massive volcanic eruptions that destabilized the planet's atmosphere. The resulting release of greenhouse gases triggered a period of rapid global warming and unpredictable climate shifts. During the Triassic extinction, dominant reptilian species crashed to zero, while the small dinosaur lineage remained unbroken, surviving the instability. As the environment stabilized, this lineage expanded to fill the vacuum, splintering into new branches and scaling upward to claim empty ecological roles. The destruction of the Triassic ecosystem acted as a reset. It removed the biological barriers that had kept dinosaurs small, providing the opening they needed to become the dominant life forms on Earth. In the Jurassic period, the planet transitioned into a sprawling, lush environment. Abundant vegetation and a more stable climate provided the resources necessary for dinosaurs to expand across every continent. With no apex competitors to limit their growth, some herbivorous lineages reached massive proportions. Species like the Brachiosaurus grew to heights of 13 meters and weights exceeding 50 tons, a direct result of having unlimited access to food and space. This blueprint shows the Archaeopteryx, which serves as a biological link between reptiles and modern birds. It possesses the bony teeth and long tail of its ancestors, but those features overlap with the development of aerodynamic feather structures along its limbs. This era of expansion eventually met a new pressure as the supercontinent Pangaea began to fragment. The shifting landmasses caused sea levels to fluctuate and altered local climates, leading to a minor extinction event that changed the landscape once again. The fragmentation of the supercontinent isolated dinosaur populations from one another. These separated groups were forced to adapt to the specific conditions of their new territories, leading to the development of highly specialized species across the globe. The Cretaceous period marked the peak of this specialized evolution. On these now distinct continents, dinosaurs reached their highest level of biological complexity and predatory efficiency. The Tyrannosaurus rex was the result of millions of years of predatory refinement. Measuring 12 meters long and weighing 9 tons, it used its powerful hind limbs to reach speeds of 40 kilometers per hour, delivering a bite force capable of crushing bone. While some dinosaurs relied on size, others specialized in insulation and maneuverability. The velociraptor was covered in complex feathers, which served as thermal protection and helped stabilize the animal during high-speed turns on the ground. The microraptor repurposed these same feather structures for a different use. Its anatomy allowed it to use its plumage for aerial gliding, marking another step in the transition toward flight. By the late Cretaceous, dinosaurs had optimized their biology for nearly every environment on the planet. However, this high degree of specialization meant they were less equipped to handle a sudden, global change in their food supply. This optimization was challenged when a 10-kilometer-wide asteroid struck the Earth's crust. The impact created a crater 150 kilometers wide, instantly vaporizing everything in the immediate vicinity and sending a shockwave through the planet. Pulverized rock and soot were ejected into the upper atmosphere, forming a dense layer of debris that blocked solar radiation. This caused global temperatures to drop rapidly and prevented plants from performing photosynthesis. The collapse of the plant-based food web moved up the chain, starving the large herbivores and then the apex predators. Within a short time, 75% of all species on Earth were gone, including every dinosaur species that relied on a large body mass to survive. This sudden ecological vacuum mirrored the extinction event that had first allowed the dinosaurs to rise. Their 165 million-year monopoly on the Earth's resources was over, resetting the board for the next phase of life. With the giant predators removed, early mammals began to move out of the ecological margins. They occupied the vacant niches across the post-impact landscape, beginning a period of rapid diversification. This mammalian expansion filled the roles once held by dinosaurs. Over millions of years, these small survivors branched into specialized forms that eventually came to dominate the terrestrial environments of the modern world. But the dinosaur lineage did not disappear entirely. The small, feathered theropods that had developed the ability to glide and fly possessed the metabolic traits and insulation necessary to survive the global winter. These survivors continued to adapt and diversify into the thousands of species we see today. The dinosaur dynasty didn't end, it simply shifted from the ground to the sky, persisting in the form of modern birds.